Don't forget. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's
Yes.
everybody doing today? We hope that you're having a fantastic day, wherever you may be around the globe. I mean, we certainly are. We had a fantastic, and Tiffany, you know this yourself. It was a fantastic event last night. I mean, didn't
Right.
those ladies drop some nuggets?
They did. They dropped. They had some oil on them. They had it going on last night. I was really proud of everyone who did their presentations last night. It was pretty dope. Every conference speaker, they had a lot of knowledge that they dropped in there. So super grateful.
Yes, a
Thank
lot.
you for allowing me to be a part of that. Thank you.
But hey, thank you for being a part of that because I can't, couldn't do it without you. Y'all, this is teamwork. This is what collaboration is all about. Coming together and filling in where you can fill in, and just coming together. It's an awesome thing with teamwork, and I felt like even the attendees,
Yeah.
it was teamwork even with them because
Yeah.
they had some awesome things. Some of them that chimed in that they were concerned about.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome.
It
So
was
if
one
you
for the
missed it,
books.
huh?
It was one for the books.
Oh yes, it was certainly one for the book. There's always some excitement in something, and that's the thing that makes it exciting when we have these, off the I don't know, off the wall comments and different things of that nature. But hey, it was very entertaining. Let me tell y'all, it wasn't boring. Okay, it was not boring at all. And you know how sometimes you go to conferences, whether they're virtual or whether they're in person, and they can be boring, okay? Where people go to sleep. But Tiffany, nobody was going to sleep last night.
Definitely was not a snooze fest at all.
Not a
Yeah,
snooze fest. And but it was some awesome information, y'all. Those ladies took us in. They took us in. And like I said, if you missed it, y'all, you just missed it. But we want you to be here for the next one because what these people are sharing with you, it will take your business or your writing to the next level. I mean, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Today we're going to be talking about, finding your voice and uncovering your message because that's very, very important to find your voice. A lot of times people don't know their voice because they don't know who they are. But we're going to help you today find your voice because you do have a voice and you do have a message. And with that being said, let me introduce myself. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, your number one inspirational book coach, and I teach you how to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. Stop leaving money on the table, y'all. And like I said, Tiffany, those ladies brought it last night. They brought it. They help people to maximize their potential and stop leaving money on the table. If they left some money on the table, now they could go back and pick that money up.
Sure can. If you leaving money on the table, that is your choice that you're deciding to do. But I don't got money just to be leaving on the table unless I'm at a restaurant and I am tipping my waiter or my waitress. That is the only time I'm
Yep.
trying to leave money on the table because I like spending it, I like saving it, and I like to splurge on it. Listen, any S that is going to do, I'm spending, I'm saving, and I'm splurging. So listen, because I got to spend, because I got bills, I want to splurge because there's just certain stuff that I want, but I always got to make sure I save. So it's like, listen here.
Yeah.
If you are, listen, you leaving money around, that's nobody, in the words of my grandmother, is nobody's fault but yours.
That's it. And
Because
I
this
mean,
world
you
is different.
deserve it, right? You deserve, and women, you have to understand you deserve the best, okay?
Sure.
You deserve the best, and you should never feel guilty
Mhm.
and say, well, I'm just going to settle for this and settle for that. It's
Mhm.
time to stop settling for the crumbs, okay? It's time to walk into your greatness
Mhm.
and stop settling.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no reason for you to settle. That's
Mhm.
not what's supposed to settle. That definitely isn't anything that you're settling for. You should never settle. You shouldn't have to compromise your happiness or who you are
Mhm.
just for just because. I'm gonna say it that way. I'm gonna stay safe today. Just because. Never compromise how you feel or your value just because. I'm going to just leave it at that. So stop compromising. There is absolutely no reason that you have to compromise. Now, there are certain things to compromise on. Even if it's a business relationship, if there is, a relationship that you're actually in, certain things with family members, certain things you do have to compromise on, but you don't have to compromise your value. You don't have to compromise your worth. Don't ever belittle yourself and take less than what you're worth. Stop allowing people to misuse you. Stop allowing people to mistreat you. And even if that's it's not just other people. Sometimes you got to look at yourself and see, what are you allowing? Because you're also mistreating yourself as well. It's time for us to stop doing that. And here it is. I done went into a whole little rant. I guess I could take this opportunity to at least tell you who I is, right?
Yes.
So I am Tiffany Rochelle. I am known as the People's Cheerleader. If you are a client of mine, you will know me as Coach T. Rowe. So what I do is I help to rid the toxins from your hearts and set goals that are true to you. That's why I started ranting, because it's just like, hey, this is something that's super important to me, because we have to stop allowing people just to misuse us, and even us. We got to really realize what our worth is. So that's a part of what I do. It's like help you rid that rid those toxins from me, rid all that hatred, the bitterness, and just allowing people just to misuse you because you want some attention. Like, that just can't be your life. That can't be your lot. So that is what I do here. Miss Gertrude has already told us about the conference that we had going on, because she is absolutely right. It was not a snooze fest at all. And there was definitely some valuable information that was deposited in there. So if, the next conference is getting ready to come up, the next workshop that's getting ready to come up, that's definitely something we want to be a part of, because the individuals that she has on the stage and that she has doing presentations, they always have some valuable information. So there was some good nuggets. I was able to take some good notes last night. And so it was pretty dope. I was super excited to be a part of it. So again, thank you so much for allowing me to be on your stage and allowing me to be a part of your platform. Super dope. I was super grateful for it. So that's that for me. So it's your turn. Let's get started.
Well, thank you for being there, Tiffany. Thank you for being there. It was awesome, y'all. That's all I got to say. It was awesome. And today we're going to talk about finding your voice. We're going to talk about uncovering your message. You need to think about this when you're defining yourself, because if you haven't heard that term before, and I've talked about that, and we've talked about that, had that conversation for several weeks now, you have to look at, what is your purpose? Okay. What is your purpose? And this is all a part of defining yourself. You sit back and you find out those things that you love. What is it that you love? What is it that you could do easily? You could do it very easy. It's no struggle for you to do these things. You have certain gifts, talents, and abilities that you could just flow into. You could do with your eyes closed. That's all a part of, finding your voice and, uncovering your message. And think about this. What problems is it that you can fix? What are those things that you really dislike? And because you dislike them, you can fix those things. And these things are, not necessarily things that you look at yourself, okay? But other people. You may be in a situation or around a situation or around people, and something's going on and happening in their lives, or, on the workplace, in the workplace, or at the schoolhouse, and you have those solutions. You could see those solutions. You could easily translate those solutions. I always tell you about being that problem solver. See yourself as a problem solver. So when you're defining yourself, think about that. What problems can I fix? And instead of you, seeing yourself as, I don't have anything, I don't have any value, what can you help other people feel? Okay? Can you help other people feel like they're valued? Can you help other people with their confidence? Because there may be a person that's struggling over, in over at the school, or maybe on the job, or in your community, in your neighborhood, wherever you may be, wherever you are planning. Okay? How can you help them? And this is just an example. Build their confidence. Come across with boldness, to show up in, their expertise. How can you build that person up? So this is all a part when you defining yourself. You think about those different things that, you could do. And then you think about things that really break your heart. Think about those things that break your heart, and when you think about those things that break your heart, and these are things that not necessarily are happening to you, but it's happening to somebody else. Maybe you're a person that you don't like to see people taken advantage of, and it has nothing to do with you. So you find out how you could best reach these people. This is all about uncovering your message and finding your voice. But you have to know who you are. You have to know your purpose. You have to flow into those things. It's nothing that, somebody puts on you. It's something that it's your knowing. That's why I always tell you, be authentic, be authentically you. It's okay, y'all, to be you. It's okay to walk in 100% of who you are. Walk in your uniqueness. Embrace your uniqueness. Okay? That's how you find your voice. That's how you uncover your message. That's how you reach the audience that are asking the questions that you have the answers to. Find your voice and walk in it.
It's a prerequisite, I think it should be, for you to find and know your voice. I think as you're growing up in life, it's kind of imperative for us as parents. I'm saying us because I'm a parent. Us as parents, to make sure we instill in our kids their worth, their value, and to make sure that they understand who they are. Sometimes we get so busy and boggled in life that we're so focused on what we're doing that we kind of forget about the lives of our little seeds, putting good nuggets in them so that they can understand. Listen to that inner voice inside of you. If you feel like something is getting ready to go wrong, listen to that. Don't ignore that voice that's inside of you. Don't mute that voice that's inside that you're hearing. It's kind of imperative that we do that. Now, sometimes if we didn't hear that from a child growing up in our home, we may have heard that from some surrounding individuals. I think that's one of the reasons why I like the statement, it takes a village to raise a child, because sometimes certain things that I may not have known to deposit into my kids, maybe somebody else did, but that's somebody that's a trusted individual. And so as you're growing up, listening to that voice and knowing that voice and knowing the difference between right and wrong, or just knowing this is a valuable moment for me. This is something that I can't compromise me on. It's something that we need to know. We need to do. We need to not ignore that. And we shouldn't have to wait until we get to an age of accountability or just get grown before we're like, hey, I appreciate that voice. Oh man, I remember something inside of me told me to do this and I just didn't do it. We have to stop ignoring that voice. We have to stop ignoring who we are. And because it's going to get us out of a lot of trouble, and when I'm saying trouble, it's just meaning sometimes we just do things and we have to react because we didn't count up the cost. So it's like one of those, if we take an opportunity, really paying attention to the voice that's inside of us, we will be able to make the positive changes that we need to see for our lives. Because that's a lot of times what we need is to be the voice of change. But if we're muting that voice that's on the inside that we hear, or muting the voice of wisdom that may be heard around, then you're not going to be able to be that agent of change. We are here to be agents of change. We need to be able to help individuals. We need to be able to make sure that we all are effective individuals functioning properly like we're supposed to. Not trying to get you to be like me, not trying to get me to be like you, but we're all in our own lane. We're all doing what we're supposed to do effectively. But making sure that the change that we are doing is always going to be a change for positive. It's going to be a change for growth. How many individuals do you know that, they could be in their 40s and they're still acting like they did when you first knew them, when they were maybe possibly 20 years old or so? It's when you're changing, don't change just your age. Make sure that you're maturing and you're able to make sure that you're changing your mindset. You should be growing. If you were a child, when you're grown, you should no longer be that childlike mentality. So understanding growth is mandatory. Don't just allow age to change. Just don't allow the days to change, but you should be an older and wiser individual so that we're able to effectively help individuals, not just being stagnated. It's time out for the stagnation. We got to be the agents of change. We need to use our voice for change, for positive, instead of trying to change me to be a worse individual because you're having your narcissistic ways. Make sure that you're changing individuals effectively, using your voice properly to edify somebody and to build them up versus trying to tear them down. Be the voice of a good change, not trying to make me to do something wrong.
And that's so true. And good morning, Jay. Jay, I've known him from way back. Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Good morning. Good morning. I think I was on his show one time. And this was years ago. I forgot exactly what it was, but I think he was over in Germany or whatever. But it's so nice to see you again. So welcome to Turning Your Passion into a Profit Morning Show.
But he interviewed you. That's what he said. He interviewed you on the Blog Talk Radio back in. Oh, wow. Yeah, you guys have some history.
It was so long ago. Yes. But it's so nice to see you, Jay. It's so nice to see you. Yes. But, it's so important to, find your voice and uncover your message. And, what you were saying about the village and, that still small voice inside of each and every one of us, we can't ignore that because that's something that God gave to us, to listen to that still soft voice. But we have to learn also how to stand out in our uniqueness. Good morning, Kay. How you doing this morning? To stand out in our uniqueness and find that perfect fit. Now, we've been talking about networking. We've been talking about collaborations. Just not networking with anybody or collaborating with anybody. And it's nothing wrong with that. Okay. But what we're trying to do, we're trying to get you focused in on your purpose. When you focus in on your purpose, then you're going to collaborate with those that's going to push you. And not only you, it's going to push everybody in that collaboration to another level. And not only them, but also the audiences that they're serving. So make those quality connections, not just, with anybody and everybody. Okay, because that's a waste of time. This should be in a part of your goal planning, your goals and your plans on reaching your goals. Make sure that it's a perfect fit toward what you set on for your goal to bring you and your audience to those next levels. Okay, use your voice to enact change, and the voice of individuals, because each and every one of us are unique in our own ways, and also the voice of community, the voice of collaboration, because that has a more powerful effect and it will move the needle. Remember, I tell you that this thing is bigger than any one of us. Okay, our vision, our individual vision is bigger than all of us. Okay, but we all are only a part or a segment of this puzzle that's put together. And those parts have to fitly join together. And when you do that and you do it the right way, it's going to create a movement. Okay, it's going to create this movement. We're going to bring awareness to situations. Maybe somebody's stuck in a situation. Maybe there's things that's going on in a situation that needs to change. And with that force, with that energy, because everything we do is with energy. And when we are jointly coming together with people of like minds, people with a purpose that's fitting our purpose, guess what? Guess how powerful that impact will be. How powerful can it be, Tiffany? I mean, we talked about something that's explosive.
Heck yeah.
Okay?
Dynamite.
So don't be afraid, but collaborate with purpose. Okay? Collaborate with purpose. There's people out there that's looking for you, and you're looking for them. Okay? And you will meet. But be attentive. Again, Tiffany, I'm going to throw it back at you, to that still soft voice. It's going to tell you who to collaborate with and who not to. Not saying there's anything wrong with other people, okay? But it's just not a fit for you.
You got to know what's a fit for you. And don't ignore it. I think that's the dilemma sometimes that we face. Is we hear something, but we won't take heed to it. So it's like the minute that you hear it, what are you going to do with the information that you hear? Are you just going to allow it just to sit dormant, and you're just going to allow the opportunity of just knowing it? Or are you going to go ahead and do something about it? You want to answer this question?
Jay, I've wrote many books since that interview. many books. You just have to go to my website. Go to my website, or you know what? As when Tiffany is speaking, I'm gonna drop you a link because I want to talk to you. Okay, I want to talk to you, and I want you to get on my calendar. So I'm gonna drop the link in the comment section. Well, matter of fact, it's right up here.
I was going to say,
drop the link.
Your comment, your link is in the comment section, so it should be the first one. I think it is. That's in the comment section. Well, after his facts, because he posted facts.
I think I had a ban. Oh, here it is, right here. I put it up here. There it is. There's my 15 minutes. Yeah, but it's in the comment section too. I don't see it right now, but
I'll tag him. I'll tag him.
Okay. Yeah, we need to have a conversation, but yeah.
I'm tagging him right now in that.
All right, thank you, Tiffany.
You're welcome. Okay, so we're going to go to point 2, helping people understand.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm about to tag him. You go for it.
Oh, okay. So, when we find in our voice and uncovering our message, we help people understand the reality of things. Okay? Helping them to understand, breaking it down for them, helping them see, what they can't see a lot of times for themselves. Yeah. And with all that getting, it always say, get an understanding. Sometimes people just don't understand. And we can't assume that, people understand things. We might not be the voice for everybody, but we are the voice for somebody. Okay. And somebody's with an S. Okay. So in our own uniqueness, we have to show up with confidence, be that expert, be unapologetically you, and help your audience to understand. And the ones that, you're collaborating with, just like that virtual conference last night, they helped the audience understand. Each one was unique in their own, expertise, but they broke it down to help the audience understand how to maximize their potential. Yeah. And stop leaving money on the table, So that's what we're here for, to help people understand. But before you can help people understand, you have to understand yourself. You have to understand your purpose. It's not who people say you are. It's not who you think that you are from what people said. It's who are you? You have to see and understand and stand in your uniqueness. Stand in your individuality. Stand in who you were created to be. And that's going to have a very powerful effect to on people, and they'll be able to understand, because your uniqueness is a thing, it's a heart thing that brings your audience in to that deeper level, or that those stages and those different things of that nature. Just like I tell you, okay, as an author or as a business owner, you have a great responsibility to speak into people's lives, to bring change to their lives, not only their lives, but the lives of their families and for generations to come. So if you're that business owner out there, you don't have a book where you can help people understand things, because just don't assume that everybody understands the way you understand it, or everybody understands, because that's not necessarily true. Okay? That's not necessarily true. So,
yeah, everybody's understanding is something different, because it's like we can be at the same exact place at the same exact time, sitting right next to each other, looking at the same thing, but we understand it two different ways. I'm not going to get biblical. So, but I mean, how many times, if we look at it, the writings in the New Testament, they all have a different depiction of what ended up happening with Jesus. So it's one of those situations, is they all were there, but they all have a different account of how it happened. The story still is similar, but there's little variations because it's their interpretation of it. So how we understand stuff and how we comprehend stuff, that totally matters. And it's up to me, for me to make sure I exegete how I feel. This is how I'm expecting you to talk to me this way. I'm expecting you just to do certain things to me. This is my level of understanding. I had a friend that hated me spitting in their presence, couldn't stand that. So that was something that they made sure that they made plain to me. So whenever I was in their presence, I didn't spit in front of them, because I'm a tomboy. I like to just go ahead, and it wasn't like nothing like that. It's just, I'm just outside, we talking. It's what I end up doing. Couldn't stand that. But that was something that they made sure that they expressed to me. And I was making sure that I understood and I comprehended. I'm not trying to offend you. So since I'm not trying to offend you while in your presence, I won't do that. That's the catch, is we have to make sure that we help people to understand our worldview of stuff. Now, we can't get mad if they don't adhere to it, but you can't say that they didn't understand because we didn't explain it to them. It's up to us to make sure that we properly explain stuff to individuals and making sure that they have a clear understanding, because with all that getting, you got to get an understanding. So I don't want to leave the scene unless we're clear on whatever the assignment is that we're talking about. And if you don't understand it, let's find another way. I'm going to give you another analogy. I'm going to find some kind of parable or something. We're going to come up with some, so you can make sure that you understand where I'm coming from and I understand where you're coming from. There should always be a clear understanding of how we're to help people and how people are to help us.
Yes, and that's so true. And even with that being said, you can't get angry at people or get mad at people and, be rude to people because they don't understand it the same way that you understand it, as long as they understand it in their own way. Everybody in their own way. That's a part of being unique. Okay. Now here's another one. Let me see.
You want me to put it up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it. It opens new doors of opportunity.
Sure.
When you are defining yourself, okay? When you are discovering who you are, now you able, and your purpose, now you'll see where it opens doors to new opportunities. Because beforehand, when those things were not in line and you weren't focused on those things, you allow those things to pass by. You might not have even saw them, okay? Because you didn't pay attention. Now you're going to be more attentive, okay? Because this is my purpose. And this is the way I'm going to focus. This is the way I'm going to flow. That's why it's so important to surround yourself with people of like minds, okay? Not only people who start things, but people who are doing things and people who are finishing things. People who are at a level, okay? They're at a level where you desire to go, and they are pulling you to that level. because of their enthusiasm, because of their work ethic, because of whatever it is. Okay. Again, we're talking about energy. We're talking about something that's going to pull you, something that's going to expand you, expand your mindset, get you out of your comfort zone, break those limitations off of your mind. Okay. A lot of times people have limitations that they have placed upon themselves because of what, Tiffany? They don't understand. They have fears. Okay. Once a person understands something, that takes away that fear. That fear is removed. Okay. But you'll see, y'all, when you begin defining yourself, you'll begin to see it will open doors to new opportunities, or open new doors of opportunities to you that you didn't even see. Okay. You didn't even see. They just pass you by. Opportunities are passing us by each and every day. Each and every day. Okay. This is your year, 2022, to make it happen. Too many times you have, just allowed things to happen. Okay. Things that were not in your favor. You wanted better things. You wanted better things for yourself and your family, even your business. Okay. But you allow those things just to pass you by. But now you're called into accountability. We explain it to you every day on this broadcast, bringing you into accountability of owning who you are, owning your uniqueness, showing up as the expert that you are, not saying that you don't have any value, not saying that you're insignificant. I want you to show up big. I want you to show up in your greatness, okay? This is a no judgment zone. Believe me, okay? We don't judge anybody here. We want you to show up. We're not going to say, oh, so-and-so showing up. She's showing up too much. No, girl, that's what we want to pull out of you. Okay? Because I know these people have greatness inside of them, Tiffany. And, the women that I talk to, I want to see you show up big. Okay? Stop putting yourself on the back burner. Stop taking care of everybody else. And then when it comes time for yourself, you're not taking care of yourself. All this self-care, going to the spa, and nothing wrong going to the spa and getting your nails done and your face done and all this other stuff. But when are you going to take care of yourself? When are you going to see your value, recognize your value, and bring that to the forefront? You're taking care of everybody else. This is your time to shine in your brilliance, in your uniqueness, and walk through those doors of new opportunity.
Absolutely. Take this opportunity to start taking care of you. And a lot of times we take care of the exterior of us, make sure our hair is done. I keep playing with it. I just love the way when I get a new haircut, I just like the way my hair feels. It just feels like, it just feels good. I just keep touching it. So sorry if y'all keep seeing me doing it. It just feels good when you get a haircut. It just feels nice. So, but we'll do that. You go get your lashes done, or you go get your facial and get your manicure and pedicure. Oh, that's great for the outside. What about your heart? How's your brain? Ooh. What is that like? How is your health for real? So it's more than just exterior self-care, making sure, I got a good massage. I went to the spa and I heard, it was the zen and the everything was just so perfect. And I heard it, I was so relaxed and everything was just great. That's good. I'm grateful that you did that. But what have you done that's going to help to shift your mindset? What have you done to help you grow so that you are able to maximize those opportunities that come to you? Because there are certain things that you have that you would like to do. You have some desires that are on your heart that you want to go forth, but you're not tending to the things that matter for real. So when these opportunities do present themselves to you, for you to be able to go on that, like we talked at one point in time, as on the world stage, you want to be a household name. Mm-hmm. Well, what are you doing here? How is your mind? Is your mind right? You look the part, but what comes out your mouth once you open it? Take the opportunity to make sure that you're investing into you, to make sure you have the proper mindset shift so that you're able to be an effective individual, to affect the lives of individuals positively, for you to realize the value that's in you and that you're able to be a whole life enhancer for somebody. That's what we should be able to do, is enhance lives of everyone that's around us. But it starts with us. So we need to make sure we enhance our life. We need to make sure that we take some time out to read a book so we can educate ourselves. We need to make sure that we take some time out to go ahead and, if you need to, get on somebody's couch and, so you can get your mind right. I'm an advocate that I do not have that stigma where I believe that women of color or men of color don't need to be at a therapist's couch. Sometimes that's what needs to happen for us to get over to our next level. And in order for us to help individuals that are around us in our community, in our circle, or even in our family, sometimes that's what's needed, just for us to shake ourselves. Man, I didn't really realize I was that bad of an individual. I didn't realize I ignored you. But these are certain things that you just didn't realize, and because you won't sit with yourself and really understand, you know what, I don't like talking to you. After 15 minutes, my mindset shifts and I just got to go somewhere else. I can't sit still for a while. You might not have really known that about yourself and paid attention to it. You just do stuff just to be doing it. Take the opportunity to learn who you are. Take the opportunity to figure out what is your hot button, what isn't a button for you. Learn who you are so that you will be able to create new doors and new avenues for you to be able to be the individual that you really want to be, if you're not already flowing in that.
And that's good, Tiffany. That's good, because I like what you said right there about, lay on somebody's couch. Sometimes a person has to break from the familiar and get with somebody that's totally, outside of that realm where they at. Okay, because everybody wants to be heard, and sometimes that person could bring those deep-seated things up out of them and help them to realize, and that's another way, understanding yourself. You have to understand yourself, and that goes into what? Developing one's personality. Okay, develop it. You have to develop. You just can't say, well, this is the way I am, and this is the way it's always going to be. No, you have to grow. Tiffany said that earlier. You have to grow. Okay, you have to develop. You cannot remain stuck in your teenage mindset. Okay, you cannot remain stuck. When you were a child, you did things as a child, but when you become an adult, you do things differently, and then you grow. You continue to grow. Okay, you cannot have a 17-year-old mindset and you're in your 50s. Okay, it's time to grow up. It's time to develop. It's time to come into those next steps in your life and in your business and in your book writing. There's levels, y'all. And if you find yourself stuck in a place, it's time to get ignited. It's time to shake yourself. It's time to do something different. Develop your personality. And those things come from what? Reading. Those things come from, collaboration with other people, changing your mindset, shifting the way you think. Not having, well, it's that tunnel vision where I got to do it this way. This is the way it's always been done. And you get stuck there and you can only see it that way. Have teamwork. Teamwork is good, because now we're taking, the best of everybody's ideas in that team and, creating something that's dynamic, that's really going to, give your audience that aha moment, things that they never thought about. I embrace teamwork. Okay, I embrace teamwork, but first you got to start with, finding your voice, understanding who you are. Develop your personality. Don't stay there. Don't stay stuck. Don't think is this the way it's always going to be. My mama was like that. My grandma was like that. My sister's like that. My auntie's like that. You don't have to be like that. Okay, you choose. You choose this day how you're going to be. You choose. It's your choice.
And make the right choice. That's the catch. You need to make sure you make that right choice. Choose ye today and make the right choice. That's what that catch is. Yes, ma'am. You hit heavy on that. You ain't gonna get me to tap in on that one no more. Nope, you hit it.
Not
You
that
hit
one.
it. Nope.
I think I piggyback some off of yours. Okay. Let's talk about developing relationship. And that goes back to the right relationships, you know, but develop those relationships. Okay. Just don't just throw them out. Okay. Say, oh, I'm just tired of this person. I don't like their person. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that. Nobody's perfect. You can't do that. Develop relationships. Grow in that relationship. Just like Tiffany said, she was around a certain person. They didn't like the way she was spitting, so she didn't want to offend them. Okay? So you just change things, develop things, develop relationships. Relationships are important, especially the right relationships. Okay? Especially those purposeful relationships. We're talking about purpose. We're not talking about anybody and everybody. We're talking about zeroing in on your purpose. And there's people that will fitly join together with you with your purpose. And you'll know these people. Y'all trust me. You will know these people. Okay? There will be a knowing inside of you.
Yes.
You'll know them.
You'll know them. And I think you're right, because we'll discount people immediately just because it's one particular incident that aggravated you or upset you. There's different people for different situations. I got church friends, I got going out friends, I got friends that I can talk to confide in, and I know that you're going to bring me over. I got wisdom friends that, you know, I only talk to you for, I got a situation, I need you to help me problem solve that. That's that one. I got ones that I just know when I want to have a good time, I'm counting on you for that. You have to understand and develop the relationship in which they are, but knowing what that individual is. Sometimes we want everyone to be all purpose, but they have a specific purpose for your particular life. So knowing what that is, you have to figure that out, but you're not going to figure that out if you don't take time and invest in that particular relationship to know exactly where you at. You know, hey, so I know if I talk to you, I can't tell you personal business, but I can tell you some of the stuff that's in my business, and you'll help me evolve in that. Knowing what that person's purpose is in your life, that's going to matter. But we'll sometimes discount and ready to dismiss somebody just because they're not all purpose. I want to talk to you. I want to go out with you. I want to go to church with you. I want to go to the movies with you. I want to go on vacation with you. I want you to be everything to me, but you're not everything to me. You know, you are only for this particular purpose. And knowing the lane that person is in, that definitely matters. Figure out what that particular relationship is and allow it to evolve. Sure, I would like to have conversations with certain individuals, and I want to tell them everything as far as, like I'm saying, I want to buy a new car, I want to buy a new house, but that's not who you are. That's not something that you can handle. That's just not your thing. That's not your lane. So understanding that and applying that to your life, I promise you, your worldview of people can shift once you really realize what their purpose is in your life. Instead of trying to make them all purpose, figure out what their purpose is.
And that's so very powerful. That's so very powerful. And just like we share with you, audience, we're talking about finding your voice, uncovering your message. We talked about how you use your voice to enact change, how you help people understand, how when you discover yourself, it opens up to you new doors of opportunities. We talked to you about developing your personality and developing relationships. And I hope that, you know, you could take from these nuggets and develop your life with a purpose. Okay. Define yourself, find your voice, because you have a unique voice that's going to speak to your audience, that's going to change the trajectory of their lives. Not only their lives, but their families and generations to come. But you have nothing to be ashamed of. Just be unapologetically you. And with that being said, we thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today on Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. And, you know, we just want to tell you, wherever you are in life, don't give up.
Don't
Give up, because the best is yet to come.
Yeah, it
And with
is.
that being said, remember this. This is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.
Grace and peace, everyone. Take care.